But I want to tell you another story, another indication of how people do things even though they don't work. This is what they call a mason jar. No, I'm not going to be making strawberry preserves or nothing like that. And I'm not going to have one of you make strawberry preserves either. This is just a mason jar to demonstrate a point. Zig Ziglar. Boy, I really enjoyed Zig Ziglar. It's a shame that he's gone, but he used so many stories to illustrate points. You can almost remember him saying the story that he told as you remember the point. So when you talk about changing, growing, getting out of the old way of doing things, you can't help but think about Zig's story about flea training. Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile barrier, Zig Ziglar called him a flea trainer. Hank Aaron, who hit the 702nd home run, Zig Ziglar called him a flea trainer. And the reason that he did that is that they broke the mold. They changed how people looked at things. And once they did what they did, everybody did it. People did it all over the world. So he tells a story about the flea trainer. Flea trainer took a regular jar like this, took the top off the jar. Zig Ziglar didn't tell me how he did it, but somehow he got fleas in this jar. So he put some fleas in the jar, and the fleas jumped out the jar. So he put some fleas in the jar, and the fleas jumped out the jar. So next time he put the fleas in the jar, he put the cover on the top of the jar and held the fleas in the jar. And he heard pop, pop, ping, 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 because the fleas was trying to jump out the jar, right? Ping, 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 trying to jump out the jar. But after about a minute or so, he didn't hear anything. The fleas were still jumping, but they jumped just high enough so they wouldn't hit the top of the jar. So the fleas, you think, smart, how they figured that out, they're going to whack their head inside the wall, inside the top of the jar. However, he did something else there. He took the top off the jar. And the fleas kept jumping, but they didn't jump out of the jar. They just kept jumping, and he never had to put the top back on. The fleas just kept jumping because that was their limitation, and that's what they figured they needed to do. And so they just kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it, and never changed. So we go back to my story about the salespeople. If you were able to get somebody to change their answer from a no to a yes, you were a champion. Then, so many people were afraid of the idea of asking somebody to buy something, so somebody thought about maybe if you said it differently, like if you shared with people, then network marketing was born. Network marketing was a way for somebody like you and somebody like me can share products with people, can sell products with people, can make money, and enjoy doing it. And the thing about network marketing when it first occurred was nobody had heard of it. For every 10 people that you ran into and you asked them about network marketing, almost none of them heard about it, right? So you said the usual buzzword that they talked about. They said, do you know that by age 65, that you're going to either be dead, broke, or still working? And a lot of the people will go, wow, I never thought of that. Did you know that the corporation that you work for, the people that own your company, did you know that they were a kind of a pyramid? No, I didn't know that. Well, let me tell you how you can have your own pyramid. You can get some of this, you can be on top, and you can recruit this many people, that many people, that many people, and you just went around and you said that to everybody that you knew. And back 30, 40 years ago, that was cool because almost nobody knew about network marketing. So that was a great strategy, wasn't it? But the strategy have to change when the times change. Because nowadays, for every 10 people that you meet, maybe one of them haven't heard of network marketing. Maybe one of them haven't heard, but everybody knows about network marketing now. And whenever you want to introduce someone to a new opportunity, we all figure that it's pretty much network marketing. So what happens is, those telephone calls that you're making, those sales calls that you're making, the people that you're calling are most probably salespeople themselves in a company of their own. And absolutely the last thing that we want is for somebody to call them up and say, hey, listen, I have something that you want to buy. You can't live another 5 minutes without this. So we have to think of another strategy. We can't just simply be salespeople, and that's where marketing